So it's the holiday season and let's celebrate. So today I want to share with you some fun ways to celebrate, to slow down and really acknowledge all the amazing things that have happened this year, whether this is an exercise that you want to do with your teams, with a friend, with a loved one, with your coach, with yourself and your journal, however you'd like to take it. It's so much fun to just really slow down and acknowledge all of the fun and amazing things that have happened this past year, regardless of where things have gone with a variety of things externally outside and beyond our control. Regardless of that, I'm sure that there are many things that you can celebrate and appreciate. And we know that being grateful actually increases our joy. So let's talk about this a little bit today. I have some fun tips on how you can make this a fun celebration activity with somebody in your life. So stay tuned for that. So let's dive into celebration, the whole concept of appreciative inquiry, if you haven't heard of it before. The idea is that if you go in asking questions about what's going well and how can you build on that, you're going to have a very different conversation than if you go in and ask what's going wrong and how can we fix it. And so with this concept in mind, whether we use it personally within ourselves or with our teams and our organizations, it can be a drastic difference. So by looking at celebrating, I want to talk about celebrating your way to success and how powerful that can be. So I know in my personal life that I have looked at things for a while. For one, for example, when we were trying to have our baby, I was looking at where I was wrong, where I needed to take more supplements or change my diet, or I even looked at getting rid of all the plastic in our house. And I was focused on what was not right. And it was miserable. I felt like I wasn't good enough. It felt like it was never going to happen. I got focused on the negative. And so when I switched my mindset around to instead looking at why would it actually be a perfect time in our lives to be able to start a family, I started looking at how healthy I was and how we were in a really good relationship and our careers were stable and we have a good home and good relationship with our family and all of these positive things, where we could see that it was actually a perfect time for that. Surprisingly enough, things shifted immediately within a couple months, and now we have almost a 2-year-old daughter. And so I found that a really poignant and powerful example of the difference of how we're looking at things. And so you can imagine if you were to use that same example within your work with your team, for example. Well, I believe very much in developing excellence by looking at how we can improve things. And you don't want to get caught in how things are bad. And instead of to say, well, where is maybe a catching point and how can we improve that? So an example would be years ago, I was working with an executive branch here locally on the base. And so we had a process where we would procure some transport for somebody, but the process paperwork wise was really convoluted. It ended up getting caught multiple times, like getting stuck and not being processed quickly. So we ended up having conversations with everybody along the process to say, well, what's working for you and how can we make this go better? And we did ask a little bit what's not working well, but this is getting into more process improvement conversation, and that was not my intention today. But the idea, I guess, what I want to get at is that looking at what was working and to actually talk about and have a dialogue and celebrate what's working and figure out how to make it better, we were able to do that. And we cut out a bunch of the steps. We made it way more smooth, and we found ourselves saving time, saving the headache of trying to fix things and improve that whole process overall, which was great. But that's a total digression. I might cut that out of this video. So save that topic for another day. Today, I want to talk about celebrating. So today, let's talk about celebration. It's the end of the year, and it can be so easy to just focus on all of the goals and the things that you want to do in the new year. But I highly encourage you to take some time to pause, reflect, and to celebrate. Not only is it powerful to do this annually, but doing it weekly and regularly as well is super important. But today, let's talk about an annual review. And I heard about this really fun exercise from the amazing business coach, Denise Duffield Thomas, and she talked about celebrating and listing out 50 things on a piece of paper or with a friend, colleague, loved one, a coach, mentor, whoever you'd like, and talk about 50 things. And what I thought was neat about the 50 things is you have to go past those initial 5 things that you're, maybe proud of or celebrating. Perhaps you got a promotion, or you hired a new team member, or you improved a new process, or you started a new program within your company, or maybe you've created a new line of business and you have new clients. Perhaps you are now taking better care of yourself and have started a meditation practice or an exercise practice. Perhaps you've hired a coach now and you've had huge transformations from that. Whatever it's going to be for you, there's probably a few that you're comfortable celebrating, but there's probably way more out there that you can be acknowledging that you haven't been, that you've forgotten. And so by going down the list of writing 50 things out or talking about them until you can't think of anything else, and you can ask your friend, or you can ask yourself if you're doing this in your journal, to say, okay, what else? What else are you celebrating? What else has been awesome this year? And I think this will be a fun thing to do with your team as well, to say, what else for you was something awesome that happened this year, and to really build on that. I know that some organizations and companies do this regularly. They actually kick off their morning stand-ups with a "what are you happy about" positive news statement. And you can imagine how that would change the tone compared to somebody complaining about, oh, it's early and I have a headache and I had a miserable day yesterday. You can just, the impact is going to be massive. And looking at bringing this appreciative inquiry, positive celebration approach to your life in your leadership role. So that's what I'd highly encourage you to take time to do this holiday season, is to slow down and celebrate with somebody all the amazing things that have happened in your life, in your leadership role, within your team, the impact that you're having in your organization. Perhaps you're now reaching more people because we're working virtually. And so you're able to connect more of the people that you're supporting because you're able to reach further than you were before. Whatever it's going to be for you, I highly recommend you taking the time to acknowledge and celebrate, and do it with others as well. It's a fun thing, well worth the effort. And you know what a great way to kick off this holiday season. So I'm going to be doing that myself personally with my journal over the holidays. And I also have a fun friend/business date with one of my amazing friend and business buddies. We're going to be going out for a wonderful hot chocolate date this Saturday. We're going to be going downtown. We're going to make it a special day, and we will take time to acknowledge and celebrate everything that's happened this year. And then the next step probably will be talking about what we are looking to set the intentions for this upcoming year. And so I'll do a whole separate video for you all on that, because there's lots to talk about there. And I look forward to sharing with you all of that content later on in a few weeks here as we move into the new year. So thanks for tuning in. I'd love to hear your celebration practices below. Just pop them in the comments. Let me know if you have any other ideas that you love to do. And I look forward to hearing from you all and connecting with you again soon. So have a wonderful holiday season, and we'll talk again soon. Bye.